All right, and we are back here on the stream. 30 seconds to go to our third game of today, the final game of today. Team Switzerland going up against Team Netherlands. I'm sure...
The question is who's punishing whom?
Right. I think Team Netherlands will be bringing a bit of furious energy going off the back of their game against Team Denmark into this game against Team Switzerland. So we'll just see.
And we're already in 5 seconds. With Chardonnay facing off against Loslicht.
Team Netherlands playing in orange for this game and Team Switzerland playing in black.
And very close fight for the lead. I think Chardonnay almost there.
Oh, getting pushed into the infield.
All the way back, and that is a lead jam for Team Netherlands.
And the first player in the penalty box for Team Switzerland.
That should get a special award, first penalty of the
game.
game.
Within 30 seconds, not bad going.
It's always good to have a rest.
Loslicht fighting out through the pack.
And Chardonnay is out and chasing Loos while she's on her second scoring path. She turns in the hips and calls it. That should be 2 points. Yeah, so 6-0 jam for Team Netherlands.
Missy Lestrange lining up as jammer for Team Switzerland, up against Sparkles from Team Netherlands.
And with a clear penalty box, that should be interesting to see how they match up.
Sparkles easily through its defense there.
But closely followed by Missy Lestrange, who managed to push through the block rather easily. Yeah, quick hit and quit.
Yeah, hit it and quit it.
That's a shame. Team Switzerland again lining up with too much space in between the blocks, allowing the Dutch jammer to push into them. So they have not quite learned their lesson yet.
Official timeout already.
Yeah, I wonder if she called the jam before calling the jam, if she skated out of bounds. Maybe it's that kind of scenario
Possibly,
they're discussing.
While we're in a brief official timeout, we'll just read down the names of the skaters since we didn't do an official team presentation. So for Team Switzerland, we have Laura Dutard, Nina, Missy Lestrange, Femme Fatale, Cersei, Purple Pain, Gigi Hardy, Indetermination, Chardonnay, Sailor Doom, Seri Blue, G.I. Jojo, Caprica, Fracassi, Pierre Bubstero, and Evie Night Fury.
All right, and that's all we've got time for.
We'll get to Team Netherlands as soon as we can.
Purple Pain lining up against
Via pressure.
It's getting late.
Definitely. Via pressure blocked to the inside, but manages to stay within play.
Someone got a forearm. Yes.
Evie Night Fury for Team Switzerland getting a forearm penalty. And via pressure.
Offense by Doom, nice. But not enough to get Purple out of the pack. So via pressure approaching. Not only the second scoring run. And that's an 8-0 jam so far.
Penalty box swap out there for Team Switzerland. Purple Pain now heading into the box and Evie Night Fury being released.
Yes, but this was not an illegal star pass. I believe purple is in the penalty box as a jammer, not as a blocker.
Absolutely, yeah. So we are in a power jam situation right now for Team Netherlands.
Yes.
And Veer pressure, ramping up the pressure on Team Switzerland's blockers here.
And purple paint is back. I wonder who she'll get that. Yes, she's collecting the jammer panty from her pivot. Or just drop it. Right. So purple is not going to score in this jam. Question is, will there be 4 more points for Team Netherlands?
I think Veer pressure will probably be able to capitalize.
And that's a 20-0 jam. That was big. And oh, but good for Team Switzerland. 1 Dutch blocker on the penalty box with a forearm penalty.
Well,
So let's see if Scardone can capitalize on the track advantage. Team Switzerland now taking the back. Perfect.
better from Team Switzerland. Scardone away. Hysterical also out of the pack though, so let's see what Scardone can do here to ramp up the first points for Team Switzerland.
too
Oh,
slow
a
to call.
big hit there from number 14 as terminate.
And again, the late calls costing points. But yeah, Switzerland now there on the scoreboard with points for Scardone.
3 points there for Team Switzerland, 2 points for Team Netherlands, 3-32. Missy Lestrange and Tam Tam ready to roll.
And still track advantage.
Swiss defense working a bit better this time. Tam Tam's been
Tam Tam being dragged all the way to the back, giving Missy Lestrange the opportunity to break free in the front and to pick up lead.
There we go, Missy Lestrange is away.
Your lead jammer. With Tam Tam only 1 to beat. Oh, amazing footwork. It's impressive how Tam Tam managed to tiptoe around the line.
Yeah.
And Missy Lestrange trying to, they're letting it run. They're trying to free their 2 blockers from the penalty box. And coach of Team Switzerland tells them to keep going, which might not be a great idea because it's actually costing them points. Now giving the signal to call, but
Team Switzerland's pivot is still in the penalty box, although she is standing.
2 points picked. And when you're bench coaching, you can't change your mind that often because it takes the jammer a few seconds to realize you've changed your mind.
Yeah.
Then you need to call, then it takes the jam ref to realize you've called. So you don't want to make any close calls on the bench.
Well, Team Netherlands trying to confuse Team Switzerland there.
Yes.
Purple Pain managing to capitalize on the large amount of space on the inside track there. So Purple Pain away as lead jammer.
And she scored 1. And she's picking up a back block. That was
shame. Power jam for Team Netherlands.
That was super unnecessary. Yeah. At the jam start, Team Netherlands got so caught up in their offense that they completely forgot to play defense.
Yeah, there was a 2-lane freeway there for Purple Pain to coast through.
Yeah, maybe they miscalculated.
Yeah.
And Loslicht
Fracassi and Evie Night Fury doing their very best.
fighting hard for her points.
Yeah. Running down the penalty clock there for Purple Pain. Some good work there from Team Switzerland defense.
Oh, amazing.
Oh,
go back in. There's no need to recycle all the way to the back, Miss Purple Pain.
Some excellent footwork from Purple Pain there.
Yeah, like Purple right now is exploiting the not so great Netherlands awareness of space. They're completely getting caught up and panicking with their jammer being stuck.
Yep, yep.
One hand out, you're still in. Good. And now in a one-on-one.
Swiss defense really, really working hard to keep Lars Licht at the back of the pack.
Yeah, they must be really exhausted from the... Great work.
Great effort from Team Switzerland all round there. Jammers and blockers all working together to really, really keep the pressure on Team Netherlands.
8-8, but that with a...
Much better gameplay from Switzerland there.
And a power jam in the middle that went against Team Switzerland. So.
Yeah. So who do we have? We have Sparkles for Team Netherlands and Scardino for Team Switzerland. Up next to Jam. Sparkles trying to spot a gap in the middle. Forearm penalty called on Team Switzerland's pivot.
So now very close contested jam. Scardone trying to race Sparkles for it. And I think she might have sneaked in. No, that was close.
That was very close. That could have been a point there, a sneaky point for Team Switzerland. But
yeah, it's a good attitude to keep pushing.
Yeah, for sure. Team Switzerland starting with 3 blockers into this next jam. Missy Lestrange and I believe...
That's Veer Pressure.
Veer Pressure, yeah, thank you. Missy away on the outside, very nicely done. Oh, track cuts.
So she serves a penalty, lead is open. Yeah, it's impossible from here to see.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Indetermination, the pivot back, while Team Netherlands has taken a goat. Missy Lestrange standing in the penalty box. She will be returning to the track with the helmet cover in hand.
Big hit there from Whipping Red Siren on Missy Lestrange.
While Veer Pressure has pushed her way through in the front. Now Team Switzerland coming back for some team offense. That was a great team offense. Actually the best one I've seen so far from Team Switzerland. And they're calling it with a 12-0 jam. It's good to see Team Switzerland stepping up now for this game. It's a completely different game to the one that we've seen this morning.
Absolutely, yeah.
Maybe both teams used that as their wake-up game, just to ease into the triple
Absolutely,
header.
yeah. With Team Denmark winning both previous games, Team Netherlands and Team Switzerland are hungry to grab a win here in this third and final game here today in Wimmis.
Netherlands with the lead jam, but Purple Pain is that was quite a dangerous apex jump that nearly went on someone's shin. Like Purple Pain is starting to understand how the Dutch pack works and where the holes are, and she starts finding them quicker and quicker.
Yeah, and I think she's latching on quickly to where she can find gaps and exploit them.
Yes. So,
Lorslicht up against Scardenay, I believe. Difficult to tell from up here. Yep, Scardenay.
and it's the lead jam.
Scardenay away, grabbing lead jammer.
While Loos is still in the pack, setting up defense behind.
Yeah. And a star pass from Team Netherlands.
Oscar has picked up 2 to 3 points, and there won't be a lot more. Not a very clean game. Looslicht seems to be the most affected from the first game out of their jammer rotation. There's a huge difference between what she played against Denmark and what she's doing now.
Yeah. Next we have Missy Lestrange and Sparkles. Sparkles also had a great jamming game in the previous game. Let's see what she can do here up against Missy. Oh, and she is away so quickly. Oh, Missy taking a big, big hit from Fluffy. Being recycled back a long way.
While Sparkles is scoring. And I think this, yes, great fake star pass.
Yeah.
To get out of the pack. And great team offense from Netherlands. That was actually a great approach, playing the offense from the outside while everyone's expecting her to go for the apex jump or something crazy on the inside line. That looked well choreographed.
Mm-hmm. Another 8 points there for Team Netherlands.
It's quite a wide gap, but it doesn't feel.
It feels
wide.
like a closer game than the scoreboard would suggest, for sure.
So, can Purple find the gaps again? So she did provoke the first penalty, but lead is closed. Took her too long.
Purple Pain now managing to get out through the pack. Faking a star pass. And Team Netherlands will start the next jam with one blocker in the penalty box. So let's see what Team Switzerland can do. Oh dear.
Oh, no.
Oh dear. Starting in a power jam for Team Netherlands. I was going to say Team Switzerland had a track advantage. They do not.
Huh.
Let's hit that.
Oh, the button's still there.
We
yeah.
got our buttons, man.
We got less excited by them over the course of the day, but they're still there.
So we have Hysterical as the only jammer on the track at the moment.
Great awareness, no pass, no penalty.
No pass, no penalty.
So Purple hopefully starting with the cover on the helmet. Yes.
Yep.
Still eligible to pick up lead. But for now, pack is in the back, I believe. All right, that's too many penalties, but jammers are back on track.
Team Netherlands, both pivots in the penalty box. Peekaboo Panda for obstruction. I didn't see what the other penalty was.
And poor Hysterical just have to keep on jamming
Yeah.
for another minute. Or until
Them's
Purple
the breaks.
can pick up lead.
Yeah.
So she might be praying for Purple to pick up lead and putting an end to this jam.
Both pivots now standing.
Oh, amazing. Purple found the gap, but Hysterical exploited the space.
Still got another 45 seconds left on the jam clock.
And she's out
And
and
lead
picking up
jammer.
lead.
Yep.
They're telling her to run it because she can at least pick up 4 points and call it afterwards, but I would go for the 4 points as well.
Absolutely.
Getting some offense by...
There we go. There's the 4
no,
points.
called it. There was brilliant offense played by Indetermination there.
A little bit of miscommunication there between the bench and Purple Pain, but they got to an agreement in the end, I think.
I'm not sure whether she realized she was lead. So now to a team timeout for Team Switzerland.
I think that's a good idea. Take a little bit of momentum out of Team Netherlands' play. Give themselves a little bit of time to breathe, time to regroup. While we're doing that, maybe we could read down the list of Team Netherlands, because we haven't announced the players yet.
All right, so on the roster for Team Netherlands, Whippin' Red Siren, the legend who has been on skates for 14.5 years. DD Dominator, Iron Mist, S Terminate, Dolly Demolition, Los Licht, which we have seen jamming today. Bremer, Veer Pressure, Sparkles, Bauda, Tam Tam, Peekaboo Panda, Gilliwee, Fluffy, Prim, and Hysterical.
There we go, we remembered to call them in eventually. That's 1 minute gone. Team timeout over.
Was the Dutch blocker already sitting on the track to get a break?
I used to like to take a knee during those timeouts.
So that's Missy Lestrange against
Tam Tam.
Tam Tam. Oh, that was a very sharp, quick start.
Tam Tam absolutely uncontested on the outside line there.
And that looks like a brilliant, such a great offense play by Team Netherlands. Yeah, and Missy Lestrange successful with her apex jump. Now, I don't know what's going on with those late calls. They're like, if the game isn't close, okay, fine. But in close games like those, lazy late calls make all the difference.
Absolutely, it's giving away silly points.
Yeah.
Absolutely unnecessary. So yeah, it's on track game management.
And can Scardone streak through? Yes. But closely followed and overtaken.
Big race between both jammers. Scardone calling it before Los Licht has a chance to do any damage on the points.
Bit disappointed she didn't go for jammer on jammer action.
Yeah, big smile from Los Licht as that jam was called. All right, fist bumps all round between Purple Pain and Sparkles there on the jam line. It's nice to see. Big hit from Evie Night Fury there, sending Sparkles out. Buying a little bit of time. Oh, somebody's lost a wheel. Wow, oh my goodness.
Is back on track. Like, this is now.
Yeah,
is there a penalty for having a wheel?
Saturday Bat Fever is able to pick up the wheel. Now that's something you don't see every day. I think it's Gigi Hardy there who lost a wheel on Team Switzerland. Yeah. Oh no, sorry, not Gigi Hardy. That was G.I. Jojo.
Close.
Yeah, you can lose it. You see a lost toe stop every now and again. A wheel is a little bit different.
So Purple just faked exhaustion there behind the tripod, and while they stopped paying attention to her, she sneaked through on the inside line. Brilliant play there.
Yeah, it just goes to show you absolutely cannot let up your concentration until the jam has been whistled off. Yeah. I think we're still missing the screw that came off with the detached wheel.
And that's Veer Pressure getting stuck in the pack. Now Scardone coming in with half a track lead. Don't think she managed to score. One. She's got
1 point. 28-93 in favour of Team Netherlands. Missy Lestrange and Hysterical lining up to jam.
Players keep looking up to us like we're judging.
Right.
Let's hope they're not going to watch it back. Now Missy is doing aggressive work with the pack, but Hysterical close by. She's got quarter of a track to work with. Wants her team to go to the front, and I think that worked out.
Excellent jam management there from Missy
So
Lestrange.
That's the 3-0 jam. That's what happens when you're serious about calling in time and you have some urgency to it.
Yeah, you could see Missy hollering at her teammates to watch out and be careful, and it paid off. Team Switzerland managing to sneak 3 points past Team Netherlands in that last jam. On we go with Purple Pain and Loslicht.
Oh. Yeah, that's a track cut. I was wondering how wide that track is over there.
So, power jam to Team Switzerland.
So they're going for the offense now.
Yeah. Purple Pain managing to, nearly sneaking past with the help of Sailor Doom.
Yeah, blocker number 1-1, that's Iron Mist. Knew what was up and started playing last line of defense just in time. So completely ruining Switzerland's offense.
Yeah, and now Loslicht back on track. Still everything to play for.
Absolutely. And she passed legally now. Loslicht is not happy.
No. I don't think Purple Pain will be too happy after this jam either. She's definitely putting in a fair old shift.
Yeah, could have done. Yeah, that was now. This time she was more cautious about the track cut.
Sailor Doom trying to clear some lines there for Purple Pain.
Well, she helped her to do some meters. Now at least in a bridged out situation.
Yeah.
But gets no. When you're that far up in the front, you don't want to be close to the lines. Oh. That was a 2-minute jam with 4 points.
Now that's something you don't see too often.
Yes, and Purple had to work through it the whole time.
Mm-hmm. With nothing to show for it, unfortunately, yeah. Massive effort there from Purple Pain. Unfortunately, no points to take away. Let's see what Scardenay and Sparkles will bring in this jam.
Oh, she's now planning with a run-up, and no. And Scardenay is through.
Bit of an unsure jam call off there from Sparkles, but it was whistled off in the end.
That was a penalty for a Dutch blocker. Yes.
So that will be the Dutch pivots taking a seat. Missy Lestrange up against Veer pressure. Four blockers for Team Switzerland, sorry, and 3 for Team Netherlands. Oh, Missy just about managing to stay in bounds.
Lead jam for Veer pressure. That's a very steady, strong tripod there from Team Netherlands. Very hard to play against, but now she's found the opening. And forcing Veer to call off soonish. And 2 Swiss blockers in the box. That will very much hurt them in the next jam.
Absolutely. Team Netherlands edging away with the score there, 105 to Team Switzerland's 31. Purple Pain up against Hysterical. And Hysterical taking lead jam quite easily. Blocker for Team Switzerland, Laura Durdar, being released from the penalty box. So just Swiss pivot left. And Whipping Red Siren for Team Netherlands is now in the penalty box. So numbers are a bit more evened out.
The purple finally found her way out of the pack. They're running the clock a little to run the time on their blockers penalty.
Yeah, for sure.
But I think they lost the point there. No, just in time.
All right, just a minute and a half left in this first period.
Yeah, I don't think we'll have a heart attack finish like we had in the last game.
I doubt it very much, but hey, you never know.
Great.
Perfect breakaway there from Scardenay.
Ooh. It didn't count for a lot, but that was a great block from Team Switzerland. That was a back block, yes.
Back block called on Scardenay.
That was a lousy apex jump. Now working against the tripod in the front. Back to 40. Scardenay is back standing in the box, tiptoeing. Now she's back on the track. Netherlands. Ooh! That was very elegant. Yeah, the same trick usually doesn't work twice in a row. This time they were ready for her.
Yeah, especially not up against a team with so much experience as Team Netherlands.
So the period clock has run down.
Yeah, still got just under half a minute left on the jam clock. Tam Tam just managing to stay in bounds there.
And that's the great thing about Scardenay. She will never quit.
I can see for sure. She keeps getting back up and keeps pushing and pushing and pushing.
Yeah, like the jam could be 20-0. She is still going. And that's our first half.
Yeah. So, at the massive 16-point jam there for Team Netherlands. Absolute stellar effort from Tam Tam there. 8 points for Team Switzerland, so well done to Scardenay. Score at intermission, 39 Team Switzerland to 129 for Team Netherlands. I'm sure Team Switzerland would be very keen to rack up a few more points in the second half, but a massive first half effort from Team Netherlands, especially after that very hard and fast game against Team Denmark. So let's see what both teams still have left to bring in the second half.
Yes, and it's good to see Team Switzerland's actually putting up a fight. So
they're a lot less passive than they were in the first game, for sure. They've certainly woken up a bit, I think. So it should make for a very exciting second half of this third and final game here today in Wimmis in the wonderful Bernese Oberland. All right, we're going to take a quick break and we will be back in 13 and a half minutes. Thank you.
And we are back with the second half of Team Switzerland versus the Netherlands. So the question is, can Team Switzerland close the gap?
I sincerely hope they can. I think they should have more points than they do at the moment. But yeah, Team Netherlands are really strong, very quick at adapting, and they do punish Team Switzerland for mistakes. So we'll see what happens in the second half. Scardenay and Hysterical, the first jammers.
Oh, a lot of run-up.
Nice and easy pass through there for Hysterical.
No, missed it. Playing it safe, going for the point and calling the thing.
Just 1 point in that first jam. Missy Lestrange up against Loslicht, and Missy manages to pull away on the inside.
Loslicht is starting to lose patience with this game. She is.
Oh, that's going to hurt for Team Switzerland. Missy Lestrange called for a back block.
Yeah, she's having opinions about that call. Now leaving Loslicht to jam for 2 full minutes and still not out of the pack. I'm not sure Team Netherlands can actually capitalize on that penalty. Missy Lestrange already back up on her feet.
So some good clock running down there from Team Switzerland. Well worth the effort.
Yeah, also Los seems to be exhausted.
Quite understandable from the game and a half that she's already played. So, yeah.
Getting stuck behind one blocker, which I don't think is usual for her.
Oh, a little hop over the end of the apex there for Missy.
This could be a big jam. Los now managed to get out of the pack. I'm not sure if Team Netherlands, they have 4 jammers on their bench. Maybe this would be the time to relieve her. For the last...
Oh, nice work there from Missy Lestrange.
6 seconds left. She can still score.
Can she sneak in some more points? Yes, she can.
That was a strong comeback from Team Switzerland.
Yeah, massive jam there from Missy Lestrange, despite being sent to the penalty box. Although I'm pretty sure...
Yeah, Los should be ready for a well-deserved break.
Yep.
She has worked a lot today, yeah, and I think they're relieving her. I think that both teams have one thing in common. They're very disappointed by their performances against Team Denmark. And it does show on track, unfortunately, a little.
Well, getting a huddle with the officials. Score at the moment after that massive 20-point jam from Team Switzerland, 59 to Team Switzerland to 140 Team Netherlands.
That's 30 points between the two teams.
Yeah, absolute massive jam, massive effort from both teams there in that last jam. Yeah.
22-10.
Yeah, I was wondering why those points hadn't been awarded yet, because I was absolutely sure that Missy had managed to rack up 2 more just in the dying seconds of that jam. So
how is Netherlands going to react? They react by getting leads, and now Indetermination, who had been blocking in the first half. Up in the front, no.
Evie Night Fury from Team Switzerland being sent to the penalty box. So Team Switzerland will be starting their next jam 1 blocker short.
And now Purple Pain is starting as a blocker for Team Switzerland. So Indetermination and Purple Pain have swapped positions, which means Scardonnay is now jamming with a very strong pivot in her block. That was a nice way to avoid offense.
Scardonnay following along behind Veer Pressure and then capitalising on the space created.
That's a power jam.
Power jam for Team Switzerland. Veer Pressure being sent to the penalty box there. So let's see what Scardonnay can do with this advantage. There we go.
Yeah, she's putting on her angry face. She's going to run this till the end.
Falling into her own blocker there, so no penalty. Veer Pressure with the star pass.
And Team Netherlands starting to be in penalty trouble.
Oh, but now we have a track cut penalty, I believe, for Scardonnay. So power jam in favour of Team Netherlands here. They've already had a star pass, so let's see what number 94, PM, can do.
Not an awful lot by the look of things. Doing a very efficient power jam kill, just by keeping it tight. Still struggling with a strong... Fun fact about Evie Night Fury, she does not want to be called every Night Fury.
Gee, you wonder why? You had to work that in there somewhere, didn't you?
That's to get at least one fun fact in. So Scardonnay is back on track, and the jam has come to a natural conclusion, but there's a power jam for Team Switzerland, and they're starting it with Missy Lestrange. This is bad news for Team Netherlands.
Let's see what Missy can do. A little bit of confusion in the Team Netherlands lineup. There we go. Hysterical being called back to the bench.
So disappointing when you have to go back when you're ready to go. Yeah, so they basically want to leave her space. She probably feels she can take on that tripod.
I would think so. Missy's a very, very strong blocker as well, so...
So they're fielding Sparkles as pivot, just in case, yeah. Yeah, Team Netherlands have their pivot as a jammer on the bench, so they're fielding their jammer as a pivot, which is great for the star pass, but not great for defense.
Absolutely. Let's see if Missy can work her way through.
Having said, yeah.
Missy taking advantage there of that penalty call. Lead jammer to Team Switzerland.
I'm confused. Who got the penalty?
Oh, a big hit from Sparkles there. So
it's a clockwise, yes.
So we have Team Netherlands
pivot
jammer posing as a pivot, or playing as a pivot rather, excuse me.
Yeah,
now also being sent to the penalty box. So Team Netherlands' strategy not working for that jam.
Well, blocking legally is not easy, and if you're usually used to jamming, no pass, no penalty.
Nice apex jump there from Missy Lestrange. Quick check to the Swiss bench, and she calls the jam. She'll be happy with that. Team timeout, or official timeout. I thought that was a team timeout call there.
It's a team timeout.
There we go, now it's correct on the board.
So now they've got their jammer trapped as a pivot trapped in the penalty box.
So that strategy didn't pay off for Team Netherlands. You could see why they were doing it, but unfortunately...
It rarely does. I mean, there's a skill set to being a good blocker, and if you're fielding a jammer, you're basically starting at an disadvantage. And even worse, if the jammer decides, I'll be a blocker for now, they usually end up with a penalty.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's rarely a successful strategy, unless you have a jammer who's been a blocker for a very long time.
Yeah. So Team Switzerland will be starting into this next jam, track advantage.
And that cost them 12-0 points.
Indetermination doing a few jumps to keep herself warm. Let's see what Team Netherlands have as an answer. The score's looking a lot healthier from a Team Switzerland perspective. 85 to 148. With 22 minutes left to go in the second half, so a lot can still happen. Indetermination.
She's found the line, yes.
Yeah. Bit of a shoulder barge against her opposing jammer. Indetermination coming away.
Now Sparkle's back on track, having to play as a blocker. And you can tell by the way she's moving, she's not used to play that position.
Yeah, for sure. I think going for a star pass? No.
No. What happened?
Oh, Panty has been lost on track. That was a bit of a scramble there at the end of that jam.
Did Indetermination just call that jam?
Well, I guess she must have done.
Why? This was an absolute chaos for Team Netherlands. That should have been run a little more.
I think they could have taken advantage of the situation and tried to go for another pass there. Still, 4 points to Team Switzerland. Missy Lestrange and Loslicht. Missy recycling back.
I don't understand.
And coming through on the outside this time. Massive blocking work then from Frakasi, but on the wrong side of being legal there. So Switzerland's pivot taking to the penalty box.
To be honest, with Loslicht on track, I would have run that. The level of gameplay from her is not the same as it was against Team Denmark. But two blockers in the penalty box right now.
Yeah, and Skardene and Tam Tam lining up to jam. Skardene this time coming it through on the outside. Makes a change for her. Usually she sneaks up on the inside line.
You know,
grabbing some first points. Keeping herself in play nicely.
And Scar is through.
Oh, another forearm penalty called on Switzerland's block pivot, Frakasi. She's had quite a few penalties already. I wonder what the statistics are.
We don't know.
Six points there for Team Switzerland.
So Netherlands haven't scored an awful lot, and Switzerland has had some big jams.
Mm-hmm.
And the pattern from the last two games is that Team Netherlands doesn't deal well with momentum shifts.
Yep. I think you're right there. I think they're expecting the gameplay to be a little easier in their favour than it has turned out to be against Team Switzerland.
But now they're with the lead jam, but Missy putting up a lot of pressure on Sparkles.
Missy also sneaking in a point there, so taking.
Netherlands are losing this jam.
Switzerland now 100 points into triple digits. Happy to see. And Team Netherlands still on 148. "18 minutes still left in the second half, so in determination up against veer pressure. Oh, Indy gets blocked out.
Veer pressure in behind.
They've just about managed to sneak through. Yeah, veer pressure taking lead jammer.
The veer pressure looks fresh again. Spot on.
Yeah. Take the 4 points and call it. Missy Lestrange already back on track. Jamming for Team Switzerland. Up against Hysterical for Team Netherlands.
I think this jam will be very telling.
I think you might be right. Hysterical block to the infield by Team Switzerland.
And Missy pretty far up in front, and she's getting the lead.
Lead jam and a forearm penalty called on Team Netherlands. Whipping red siren, sorry, I couldn't see the number.
Was that an injury call off?
I think it might be, medic being called, unfortunately, I think. So, while Evie Night Fury is being tended to, let's hope it's nothing too serious. We've still got 16 minutes left to play in the second half, so it's still very much an open field, I think. 100 points to 152.
Yeah, and Netherlands need to get their stuff together. They've been... I'm not sure what happened. They probably expected the game to go over easily, or they were already too tired by what they had to put up with in the last game.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that first game against Denmark certainly took it out of them. For both teams, it was really, really tough. And
yeah, but I mean, it's one thing getting tired, but what I see from them right now is a bit of, like, also the body language and the attitude towards the ref.
There's a little bit more frustration that we were seeing in the first game as well against Team Denmark. It's building up slightly. Team Netherlands, I think Team Switzerland are a lot more collected and calm and not letting the situation get to them as much. I think they're...
Well, starting the second half should have been easier for them because they had nothing to lose. They've lost the first game. They've lost the first half. So what the hell? Just go for it.
Right, yeah, exactly. Not to cave into pressure and you know, let frustrations run away with you. So, yeah. A lot can happen in 15 minutes in roller derby, as we well know.
And there have been big jams, so this lead could melt away quite
For sure.
quickly.
I mean, if we get another stonking 20-point jam from Team Switzerland, that could certainly give them...
So there's a skate coming off.
Yeah.
So that game
That's
is over for Evie.
Evie is back up on her feet, so that's always good to see. being helped off the track by the coaches. Applause through the hall for Evie.
Another fun fact for Evie, she's actually a real doctor.
Oh, wow.
So she should know.
She can diagnose herself.
How to handle herself.
Her loss will definitely be felt in Team Switzerland.
And
for
in
sure.
Team Zurich.
Oh, absolutely, for sure. I believe Team Zurich have a game coming up very soon, right?
Yes, and I think it's the 12th of April. We'll be traveling to Finland. That'll be interesting.
Yeah, for sure.
So Sin Sister and Jane Thriller, if you're listening, we should have a coaches call soonish. Because there might be changes to the roster.
All right, I think both teams are just taking the opportunity to regroup, go over strategies again, this last bit. Bit more track repair needed here.
Not sure if strategy will win it. This will come down to who will get out that last bit of focus in them.
Yeah, who can keep the coolest under the pressure and stay focused and not get carried away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if you're in the last game of the day and it doesn't go as planned and you're already over it, there's a risk of players checking out mentally.
Yeah, and losing concentration and yeah.
So we're back on with Missy starting again because she wasn't allowed to finish her last jam.
And up again against Loslicht.
I would not pair up those jammers, but here we go.
Yeah. So we have a whipping red siren in the penalty box for Team Netherlands. So track advantage to Team Switzerland and Missy.
Immediate lead.
Nice little side hop there on the inside line.
Oh,
now
is out.
Numbers have
Great
evened
job
up
from
now.
her.
Fracassi, Switzerland pivot.
That's a penalty.
Oh, and now power jam for Team Netherlands.
Maybe this will be another momentum shift for Team Netherlands.
Yeah.
Now we'll see
think you
how
might be
Team
right.
Switzerland will deal with momentum shift.
Yeah, absolutely. Team
Loos is
Switzerland
using her hands quite a bit.
Yeah, definitely.
So Missy Lestrange is back standing.
Fracassi, the Swiss pivot, is also back on track. So
And the jam will go on for another minute. And she threw and scored 4 points,
yeah,
making it a 4-8 jam.
oh, big pile up there on the outside.
Is
Oh,
that another penalty for Missy Lestrange? No.
no, I don't. I think
It was hard to tell in the pile-up.
yeah, and we're just at the very opposite end of the track, so we couldn't see clearly.
That's a forearm for the Netherlands blocker. And Missy is out.
Everything going on in this jam.
Easy 4 points. It's complete chaos in the Netherlands block.
Yeah,
Another pile-up.
yeah, in the same corner as in the previous go-round. So yeah, you can see where tiredness is creeping into both teams now. So now it's really about everything in these last 15 minutes to who can really keep their head in the game.
So the tragic thing about this is basically a 0-0 point jam. Oh no, 15-12.
So from a coach's perspective, you're happy.
Well, the differential is close, like a
Yeah.
1-1 score is beneficial from Team Switzerland's perspective. But if you play that much of a big jam, you want to have a wider gap.
For sure.
Official timeout.
Official timeout now. And we are back on. Skardene and Sparkles jamming.
Oh, it looked like they had her under control, but there she's out with lead jam. And approaching the pack for a scoring run. Out on the infield.
More and more chaos.
Called it just in time. 2-0 jam.
Mad Mum has been calling that penalty on Purple Pain for at least 15 seconds. Purple was not hearing the referee at all.
Happens.
Yeah. Whether that be intentional or not, that'd be up for discussion, but yeah. Although, to be fair to the player, it can be hard to hear those penalty calls.
Severe pressure up against Missy Lestrange. That'll be an interesting one.
Yeah. A strong blocking formation from Team Switzerland there.
Severe pressure having the upper hand. And Missy coming out strong to chase. Yeah. Clean 4-0 jam.
Yeah, strong defensive effort for just having 2 blockers on the track, though, for Team Switzerland. It's a good combination of Femme Fatale and Boobs. The 2 of them working very well together.
And Purple Pain still stuck in the penalty box, together with her fellow pivot.
So we have Indetermination and Hysterical up next.
And the inside, no. Whose penalty is that?
Forearms on Fluffy for Team Netherlands.
Finally, some jammer on jammer action.
Got there in the end. All right, 11.5 minutes left in this set.
Team timeout, Team Switzerland. And we're down to a 50-point gap. That's not huge. It's not impossible.
Not impossible, especially not with, a little over 11 minutes left. Team Netherlands remaining on track. Team Switzerland choosing to go into their huddle.
Purple Pain is still stuck in the penalty box. Her the blocker on the Netherlands side keeps changing, but it's just her.
Yeah, she's
holding the line for Team Switzerland.
Keeping that penalty bench warm.
I guess she got an insubordination for not
probably
reporting to the penalty box in time.
Yeah. It was. SO Mad Mum was calling that penalty a lot before it was heard, so yeah. All right, Team Switzerland heading back onto the track. We have Skardene lining up and Tam Tam for Team Netherlands. Three blockers apiece on each team.
And
better defense there.
Run. And another penalty for Team Netherlands. So now they're down 2 blockers with lead against them. That could hurt.
Oh, shame Skardene wasn't able to stay on her feet there.
Oh, that was an impressive split.
It was. Britney Spears would be proud.
I was worried about her being injured after that split, but apparently that's in her range of motion.
Uh-huh. Nice loose hamstrings there. We like to see it.
So penalty box cleared out. And Tam Tam finally out.
Yeah, shaking her head there.
Swiss bench seems to get frustrated. Not sure what they wanted from their players.
I think Skardane wasn't sure that if she had caught a penalty or not, but
now they're calling them to run it. Although Tam Tam is in a scoring pass, so maybe they expect them to get stuck. Yeah, they do seem very exhausted.
This is where those mistakes can really start to creep in. Skardane eking past, but trying to conserve as much energy as she can, because I'm sure she's got a few more jams left to play in this game.
And a natural end to the jam, ending it 12-0.
14-0 even.
14-2, I believe.
Yeah, 14-2, that's correct. Yeah.
They were on a scoring run. So now, that's an exciting one. Missy Lestrange against Sparkles, the clear penalty box. Oh yeah, that backfired.
Let's see, they're still neck and neck, and Missy Lestrange edging away. Sparkles just getting caught up there in the last second before.
And they're in Apex territory, but Missy decides to push through. And is showing discipline about the call. Sorry.
Nearly unhooking our cables here. All right, 8.5 minutes left. 136 to 175.
Indetermination lining up against Veer Pressure.
Veer Pressure's edging their way around the inside line. Oh, that was a big hit there on.
But the Swiss blocker getting the penalty.
Yeah, that was the penalty on Cersei for Team Switzerland.
Although being very vocal about having received the blocking to the head. I think Veer Pressure, still traumatized from the last game, really wants to widen the gap. Getting a nice offense on the inside, calls it. 8-0 jam. But they were playing that jam with a lot of pressure.
Yeah, I think they were a lot happy with the outcome of that jam there.
Yeah.
Great effort from Veer Pressure.
Also with more sense of urgency again.
Yes, absolutely.
That was the word I was looking for.
Skardane up against Hysterical. 7 minutes left to play. Ooh.
That was an unfortunate slip by the Swiss blocker. Basically allowing Hysterical to go for her lead jam untouched. I'm not sure Team Switzerland is prepared for Hysterical coming back. Yeah. They kind of waited for her at the front without forming any kind of blocking formation, so Skardane finally out. But the damage is done. It's a 12-0 jam.
Absolutely, yeah.
Making it a lot harder for Team Switzerland to catch up in the remaining 6 minutes.
Yeah.
But we have it's Los Licht.
Los Licht up against Missy Lestrange. Let's see.
I'm so worried at the end of the day she will tell me what her name is actually pronounced.
Yes.
Mispronouncing it for half a day.
Yeah, apologies to any players whose names we have been mispronouncing here. No malice intended, of course.
Yes, and that's a lead jam from Missy Lestrange. But Los, yes, with some fine, it's fine. And she calls it 4-0. Now they're both back in fighting mood.
Yep, yeah.
It's getting interesting to watch again.
These final 5 minutes are really ramping up the pressure now. Let's see, we have Sparkles lining up for Team Netherlands, and she is up against...
Or maybe it's only because it's 5 minutes and they're almost ready to get some fondue.
Or that, and possibly a well-deserved beer after all that. Indetermination flying past on the inside line there. Lovely work from Team Switzerland's jammer.
But the Netherlands jammers suddenly seem to have found an extra bit of energy for the last few minutes.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, they're digging deep and
might have sneaked in some points.
No point there for
unfortunately.
Team Netherlands.
But I like their attitude now a lot better.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I think they've relieved a little bit of the pressure they placed on themselves. So. But still, a great effort from Team Switzerland, and I think marked improvement from their first game today.
Absolutely.
I think
there have been no changes to the roster. It's not like they have fielded different players, although it looks like a completely different game with the exact same players.
Yeah. I think this day will have been a great learning curve for Team Switzerland.
We're pressure tried to get her team to the front so they have the opportunity to score. Getting a bit frustrated. But yeah.
Missy Lestrange and Hysterical lining up to jam this time. 3.5 minutes left to go.
Hysterical. So we're still more or less 50 points apart. Oh, both teams get a bit of a run up. You do not want to give Missy Lestrange space to
no, you do not.
gain momentum.
Because she will then do that. She will punish you for giving her space.
Well, now they know.
Yeah.
Missy is lead, but she wants to go for the points.
Missy absolutely hollering at Team Switzerland to move. Big hit there on Panda, Peekaboo Panda, team captain for Team Netherlands, but she manages to get back up on her feet.
And it's a power jam. Team Netherlands jammer got awarded with a penalty.
Oh, wow. I think this is probably the last time we'll be pressing the power jam button today.
Yeah, we've become a bit lazy with the buttons, I must say.
But a big shout out to the streaming team up here for providing us with all these fancy buttons to play with.
And this is quite a professional setup,
I
must say.
know, yeah. If only I was this professional, but I think we've done all right for 3 games. I haven't announced a derby game since before the pandemic, so, that's okay.
So what's the delay? Is there like an official debate?
Official timeout. I think, Missy's going to take over as jammer for this jam. Why am I not surprised? I don't think Missy Lestrange would let anybody else take on jamming duties in this situation. I think Team Switzerland feel that she might be able to rack up another large scoring jam here. Hopefully, for Team Switzerland, she'll be able to do so.
Well, you can feel the pressure in both teams. That should be interesting.
Absolutely. Team Switzerland will certainly want to close the gap.
And they have 4 blockers to play offense with, so this should be nearly impossible to defend for Team Netherlands. But we're still
Curse
waiting.
of the commentator, famous last words.
Well, as we're still in an official debate, let's get us some more Prosecco.
I think so. Well,
thank you.
You're so welcome.
Oh, are they now showing us on the screen? Thank you very much. Cheers.
Cheers.
We deserve it.
Oh, we sure do. While we're still waiting, let's have another big thank you to everybody involved in today's games. The skating officials, the non-skating officials, all the volunteers helping, all three teams, Team Netherlands and Team Denmark, for travelling all the way to Switzerland to have this wonderful full-on day of international roller derby as we head into preparations for the 2025 Roller Derby World Cup.
Yes, and looking at the games here, this should be an exciting World Cup these years. There are teams that were like somewhere in midfield last time around that have improved quite a lot. So it will be interesting to see who the first third will be this time around.
For sure.
So now that they've had all this time, I'm expecting a really elaborate strategy on that one. Like Doom doing a handstand while Missy is jumping between her legs.
That elaborate, hey? Wow. This is harking back to the days where derby players did barrel rolls.
They did?
Yeah.
I wasn't there for that.
That was part of the minimum skills test. That was barrel rolls and baseball slides.
Oh, God.
Anybody out there in the stream sphere remember baseball slides? I'm really showing my age. I should stop.
You're vintage.
Vintage is a good word
Born
for
in
it.
the 1900s.
Oh, dearie me. Apparently I'm an elder millennial, so make of that what you will.
I am not sure what we're still debating. There seem to be ongoing issues with the penalty clock and or the scoreboard. One more point for Team Switzerland. Worth the wait.
Absolutely.
Is there an official review looming? We see the alternate and the captain of Team Netherlands coming to the middle.
Mm-hmm.
Or is that just some...
Information from the SOs?
No, it's an official review from Team Netherlands.
Okay.
Well, they have had a long time to come up with that review. Should be a well thought out plan to get out their jammer from the penalty box.
Mm-hmm. All right, the skating officials breaking away there to discuss.
It's been quite a cliffhanger leading up to this jam.
Right?
Will they make it? Or will they break up?
I know Missy Lestrange is absolutely determined for this to remain a power jam start for Team Switzerland. She is watching the SO huddle like a hawk.
Like, did the refs ask Team Netherlands to take the review or explain what happened? It's a bit strange. The referees approached Team Netherlands and then they took the official review.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's only Team 2 Jam separating us from Fondue.
I'm sure the players will all be looking forward to a well-deserved meal after all that effort. both teams always have to be careful when you have these prolonged reviews and breaks to not lose your game momentum.
Oh, the momentum is lost. That went on for way too long.
Yeah. But also just to mentally stay within the headspace that you need to be in.
But basically what Team Netherlands needs to do is don't do anything crazy.
Yeah.
They can lose a jam or two. They just can't have crazy bad jams.
And definitely play until the absolute last whistle.
It's good it happened to them now, so I think for the World Cup they'll remember this won't happen to them again.
Yeah.
I think Team Netherlands, this is a German lineup for Team Switzerland. They should be able to understand the Swiss players talking. But for some reason it doesn't really work the other way around. Like Dutch is incomprehensible to German native speakers. I hope they realize that they're listening in. And the decision has been made, and I believe the call stands. No, more debate. Oh boy. So we're 5 minutes into the official review, and now we are ready to resume the game.
Yeah.
With no changes made to the penalty situation.
Yeah. So Team Switzerland will be starting in the power jam. I'm going to hit the button again because I said it was for the last time.
I'm saying that now.
Well, quite. 2.5 minutes, a lot can still happen, right? There we go. Missy Lestrange
Quick
running
work.
through on the inside line there.
How did they manage to pick up a penalty?
I, for the life of me, do not know.
Oh, that's 4 points.
Team Netherlands, erstwhile jammer, standing in the penalty box. She has the jammer
8
panties
points.
in her hand.
And they are in their initial jam, so there's still time for Missy Lestrange to
Pulling
score.
herself through on Sailor Doom's shirt.
That was correct. She stepped out of bounds. So we're 16 points up now.
Yeah.
This should become uncomfortable for Team Netherlands right now.
Yeah. What did I say? A 20-point jam there for Missy Lestrange.
So
there we go.
30
That
points.
is why she was calling to take over as jammer in that jam.
The Netherlands didn't really pick up a fight on that jam.
Yeah.
They adopted the Swiss passive strategy from the first game.
Yeah. Although the clock is in their favour now, we're into the last minute of this second period, so this will most likely be the last jam. We have Scardenay up against Veer Pressure. Veer Pressure there taking lead jammer for Team Netherlands, and a star pass on Team Switzerland's end. Purple Pain taking over as jammer.
Do they not want to call? They want to run down the period clock, apparently.
I guess Team Netherlands don't want to risk another jam.
Yeah. So 15 seconds left on the period clock.
And a minute and 20 on the jam clock.
And that's it for the period clock.
Might we get one last bit of jammer on jammer action here? Oh, Veer Pressure was looking to maybe take a hit there on Purple Pain, but they decided against it.
Not sure why they're running it. They're actually ruining their differential.
Massive effort from both teams there in that last jam. 8 points to 12. By the looks of
that one
things.
is from our redemption game.
The unofficial score at 173 for Team Switzerland to 208 for Team Netherlands. I think Team Switzerland are a lot happier with that game than they would have been after their game against Team Denmark, and Team Netherlands taking the win there. And I think getting a bit of redemption for themselves as well.
I think both teams have learned some valuable lessons.
Yeah.
There
we go.
Official.
Yeah, final official score. Team Switzerland 173 to 208 for Team Netherlands. Well, it's been a full-on day of roller derby here in Wimmis. I don't know about you, but my voice is very slowly starting to fail me.
It's about time to go for dinner and have a drink.
Another glass of Prosecco, I think. So, again, a big thank you to everybody involved here today. A massive thank you to my co-host, Disaster.
Thank you to my host, Misbehaving.
It's been an absolutely wonderful day. It's been so nice to come out of announcing retirement for such an amazing day of international roller derby. Lots of good things we can expect from all three teams involved in today's tournament. So, yeah, it's, the run-up to the World Cup in Innsbruck is looking to be really exciting.
And I think that's all there is to say.
I think that's it from us, so we'll say goodbye to the Streamland.
I hope you
Bye.
enjoyed a day full of derby, and meet you next time around for more roller derby.
See you soon. Thank you. Bye.